To a new short update in which we're going to discuss the markets as the final period of the year regarding macroeconomics is popping up. Today we've got some jobless claims which come in weekly and not really moving markets, but from today on we're going to get PPI, on Tuesday CPI, on Wednesday FOMC, on Thursday we got retail sales again, so it's all starting to fire up, and I think that based on that we're going to get a ton of volatility coming out next week. So before we continue, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Check out our 1 month giveaway for our premium membership, which we do alongside ByBit. Sign up through our affiliate link, deposit $100, you get it. Also, if you deposit 1K, you can get $100 for free as well. Now, when we're looking at the markets today, we've had the first numbers coming in, which is the jobless claims. Expectations were 230k and the actual number which came in was 230k. The only thing that has been changing is the continuous claims, which slowly but surely has been rising since September. So since September we have seen the low at 1.35 and now we are climbing, and this week we have seen a pretty significant rise of 63,000. So slowly but surely the unemployment is going to increase, or the jobless claims are increasing, because in this period we've not seen big jumps at all, and now we're getting a big jump, but it's not really moving markets, as right now we have seen that pre-market, and this one has been shot pre-market, we see a slight run off the Nasdaq. Overall, the past few weeks we have been going down with the Nasdaq, as we have been seeing this bounce based from the past CPI data and periods happening, that we've seen this rise taking place here in the FOMC speech. So I think that next week with the FOMC jumping in, the moment that he will be slowing down his pace or CPI comes in lower, we're going to see a big impact on the markets overall again. And until then, it's just a period of sideways action. So right now we are seeing this bounce happening here on the Nasdaq, which should be happening on the Bitcoin price action as well. What do we see more? We see that the dollar is continuing to have the downtrend. We can see that we've got a clear rejection taking place at 105.75 to 106. If that flips, we are definitely going to continue the movements. However, right now we don't see any flip at all, and actually we are continuing the downwards fall. So I think that this is one to keep an eye on when it comes to next week, as that's going to be a big trigger on the markets for the dollar as well. Looking at the price action of Bitcoin, I've been discussing a few important charts to watch, right? And what do we see right now when it comes to Bitcoin? We clearly see the fact that we have been acting in a range for almost a week. Actually, a bit more than a week. We have been testing the breakout to the upside, couldn't. Then we reject here again and we lost the actual support. But now we are just consolidating beneath support, as we can see here, right? So in that case, the moment that we crack resistance, which is the previous support at 16.9, the chart itself starts to compare itself towards the previous price action, what we have been seeing too. So here we had a beautiful range in which we have been acting. We tried to break out, couldn't, rejection, another rejection, fall, next support. Tap into support, deviation beneath the low, reclaim and continuation. In this case, we've got a range being constructed here, right? We've got a breakout and we couldn't really hold that. We got a rejection and we test support again. So the moment that we start shooting up, which can be happening here, it is very reasonable to suspect that we get a run towards 70.1, consolidate for a bit here to flip level for support, and then we can start seeing an impulse move, and that impulse move can bring us towards 18.3. So that's why I got towards the conclusion that I preferably want to look for the long around 16.9, because that gives me the confirmation as we have been having here too. And then we can continue this trend targeting a new high, in which also Fibonacci is giving us a target. There we go. It is giving us a target of 18.3k. So that's very reasonable. The second suspect here is that we clearly can't break this resistance zone. PPI comes in bad, or the indices are not bouncing, the dollar bounces up, etc. And then I'm going to look at the area around 16.3 to 16.5. The only issue I have is that most of the people are currently watching that level. I think that it's still a reasonable target to have for longs, right? So if we chase this long here and we can start targeting that, you can actually even have a wider stop and have a wider buy zone to have proper RR. But preferably, I think that after such a long consolidation, it would not be surprise me if we crack the resistance and continue the movement, and then next week is going to be green if CPI comes in lower than suspected, if the FOMC is going to slow down the pace of the hikes, and then we can have continuation. If we're looking at Ether, a bit more strength. I said that I've been waiting for longs around the area of 1220, which actually activated itself. Clearly you want to see a crack here as well towards 1250, and you even want to have a crack at 1280, because then the trend starts to become upwards again. And this way we've got a staircase up, elevated Dow case. So I clearly want to see continuation taking place on Ethereum, but at least it's showing more strength than we have been seeing on Bitcoin at this point. Then we also still have Litecoin, which is coming back all the way down. It's a hard judge at this point. I think that if we retest and flip the level around 79.80, it's a trigger for longs. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for this period here. So all in all, we got a slight motivation of volatility here, and we are facing a resistance zone which we have not been cracking yet. And I think that the more we test it, the more likely we are going to break through it. But it's a very small update, and I think that the core updates are going to be coming in next week, as then we'll be live streaming again because the Fed is going to speak. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to use that 1 month for free. Also, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.